hello, Paul, it's yourself, come in.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Nice to see you.
How you too?
How are you?
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Fine. So what's all this stuff you got in front of us here then?
Well, Jesus. It's taken a long time to get all this stuff together, but each of the units will be about the size of this table. There'll be a tank,
Right.
and all of this stuff is going to go inside it.
Wow.
And these are some tools and stuff like that will be used to cut the tubing and stuff like that.
Right, okay.
Essentially, you know, everybody will get a set of these as well, and they'll be trained in this. Everywhere I went in Malawi before, and in Africa in general, there was no maintenance schedules. So we've got lots of maintenance schedules that will go in with this. Even like an exploded
Yes,
view
it's upside down,
of the
that
inside
one,
of the
by the
pump.
looks
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, but it just shows you the pump. you know,
Right.
The way that it's
Oh yes,
the way that it's exploded.
right.
So people will be able to repair that. Be
Uh-huh.
able to see there's washers here and stuff like that. And then every year we'll send a kit for the
Okay.
pump and get the people that will employ over there to change all the seals on it.
Do you think it will take much training to get people to
No, not really.
carry
Not
out
really.
maintenance?
I think it'll take a lot of converting people to think ahead. But the training itself, the idea of the whole system having a small pump like this and a small filter like this, is so that people can handle it and people can understand that there's nothing complicated in here.
Yes.
It's a pump, it's a special pump, mind you, a special design, but it's a pump and it's a filter and it's child's play really
Okay.
at the end of the day. So that will make it sustainable, Paul.
All right. So are we going to have a look at the individual items here, just so we get a better understanding of how it
yes,
works?
okay, doc. As I said to you, before about this thing here. This is the pump, and this is a bronze pump, Paul.
A bit fell off it there. Look.
Yes, it's just a seal. The seals in with this
Right.
part here. This is actually the suction side of the pump, and you just connect that up,
Uh-huh.
and at the bottom you can see a little connection there.
Yeah.
That will be connected onto a filter
Right.
that will sit at the bottom of the tank, so that you
Yeah.
don't draw silt through.
Yeah.
The tank itself will actually have a partition where the water is coming in.
Yeah.
The silt will fall to the bottom of that partition. This will actually come this side of the partition and it'll overflow like a weir,
Right.
so that you can clear out the silt without disturbing this side.
Oh,
side of the
that's a
thing.
good idea.
Yeah.
So that will reduce on the amount of times that the actual filters have to be
Will
cleaned.
have to be cleaned as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's just like a little trap, it's just like a
Uh-huh.
little silt trap you would get
Right.
on a
Okay.
dam.
Okay. Got you.
And you can see how effective this thing is. It
Yeah. It
cuts
looks pretty deadly. That.
yeah. But
Yes.
it cuts this stuff really
Yes.
good,
Uh-huh.
that pipe. So the villagers will be able to understand that in no time
Right.
at all. It's just a kind of cut. You watch the blade coming in and
Yeah.
cutting the pipe.
Uh-huh.
It's a Rolls Royce one, but they'll all get one of these as well.
Uh-huh.
Each village will get that. I wanted to show you this, Paul. This is what we call a candle. And this is the ceramic filter.
Right. Can I have a look at it?
Yeah, have a look, yeah.
Okay.
Feel how smooth it is.
Feels great. Yeah.
But
Good.
that's porous, Paul.
Yeah.
Water can get through that,
Right.
but it needs
Okay.
to be put through at a particular pressure.
Uh-huh.
And because of the sizes and dimensions we're dealing with, this is the only pump that we've come across that can give us 4.5 bar
Uh-huh.
all around there
Yes.
to force that water
Right.
through.
So that pump's very important then, isn't
The
it?
pump's
It's
crucial.
almost unique.
The pump, yeah, it is. It's an amazing pump. We will continue to work with the people in that thing there and with the pump and.
So what's the sort of thickness of this ceramic filter then?
It's very, very thin. It's only about 4 mil.
4 millimeters all the way around.
All the way
Okay.
around, yeah.
And that actually forces the water through here.
Yeah, I'll show you how it works on this side here.
Right. Okay.
I'll put
Okay.
this back here.
But that's the key filtering part
That's
of
the
the
key
system.
filtering part. That's what takes out E. coli and Cryptosporidium.
Yes.
And this here, well, you have to be careful with this. Some of the very small things that you wouldn't think about.
Yeah.
This is a little washer on there. Can you see that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I got it. Yeah.
Right. So you have to be careful that when you're putting this in, you make sure that it's flush with the bottom
Yes.
of the candle.
Yes.
Because see if it's not, and you tighten that up,
Uh-huh.
then there's a gap, and you can cause problems with that.
Right. Goodness.
It just shows you, yeah. So that screws into a cradle that I'll show you later as well.
Okay. Yeah.
This is really the filter's gubbins, if you like.
Yeah.
There's a,
So that sits into there, does it?
yes,
Uh-huh.
water comes in one way, and it's a one-way system.
Uh-huh.
It can't come back the way. It has to go up and round and inside this,
Right.
this unit.
Uh-huh.
And then it has to be ejected from inside here as well, out
Right.
this way.
Okay.
So they're like two the inlet and the outlet.
Yes.
Although it looks like it's just going straight through, it's not. It's actually going in a circular tour
Right.
and coming back out through this way. It
Right.
comes down through this carousel, we call it. You see the carousels
Yes.
in the old day photographs that used to do.
Yes.
Well, that just sits like that. And this thing here sits on top of it. This is a seal,
Right.
okay, just to hold it. It's like a centraliser,
Right. Okay.
but it prevents any water from getting down here
Yes.
as well. So we sit on these nice seals that are
Yes. So it's fairly easy to put together.
I think so. I think it's really simple. You just put it like that.
Uh-huh.
Then you screw in your candles.
Right. Okay,
Like
so
so.
we can have 6, 7, how many
6
candles?
candles.
6 candles, right.
6 candles, and then you just finger tighten it, and then just a little bit. You don't need a tool on this,
No.
but you don't want to be squeezing that when you're tightening it.
No.
You do this bottom part,
Yes.
and you tighten it right in, making sure as that showed you that wee seal.
Yeah.
Making sure that seal is flush there.
Yeah. Okay. Is this easy to break?
Yeah, they're quite fragile,
Uh-huh.
and that's the reason why we've given a spare set.
Uh-huh.
There are 6 spare candles as well
Right.
that will be
Okay.
incorporated into the thing.
Okay. So what happens is we have the water going around, and then
Round
you've
this
got the
outside
pump
of
that
this, yeah.
pumps it up to a certain pressure.
Yeah.
Once that pressure's reached, it starts going through
It comes through this,
the candles.
yeah, through the candles, and this obviously it's closed at this side, so it can only go one way, and that's through here. It
Right.
can only come down through the inside of there, through here, and into this compartment here.
Right.
This is split, as
Okay.
I said, into 2 compartments. And then when it gets dirty, because they always will, there's this little magic toothbrush.
Right.
It looks like one of these things we blow bubbles with, doesn't it? But what that does is it flips over
Uh-huh.
filter, like so,
Uh-huh.
and you just run it down
Right.
and run it all the way down,
Right.
clean it and all the way back up again.
Okay.
You can actually, probably best to take them off,
Uh-huh.
you know, one by one, and clean them. You have to also make sure that you don't contaminate the inside. See, when I'm taking this off, you know, we have to make sure that this carousel doesn't get contaminated.
Right. Okay. Is it possible that
So you need to leave that to the
Okay.
side. So
okay?
you don't leave it in the water, so the dirty water can get in there.
Is it possible that that could be contaminated though in the process of putting this together?
Well, yes, it is possible, but at the end of the day, as long as you've got these, you don't allow the water into these bits,
Uh-huh.
it should be okay. But what you would do once that you started it all back up again, is that you would pump, you know, perhaps about 5 litres through it,
Yeah.
and then start filling your water.
Okay.
See how
Got you.
easier how this is
Got
now,
you.
know,
Okay.
for cleaning.
Okay.
You just work it down there in a little, it just cleans it beautifully.
Oh, okay. These are just like little wire brushes, aren't
It's
they?
like a toothbrush.
I wouldn't want that on my teeth anyway.
No. But there you go. That's how simple it is. It's a very, very simple thing.
Yes.
And we have a bracket here, and this is powder coated brackets. I haven't skimped on quality here.
No.
As you can see, this is Royal Dalton.
Yes. It's
This
the
is
best.
your best that you can get.
Yes.
And these things here, you know, are sort of stainless steel. The pump is bronze, so it doesn't rust. All our fittings are from Polypipe,
Yes.
and that's the top supplier,
Uh-huh.
the best quality that we
Yes.
have in Europe.
Yes.
This filter has been tested to the UKAS, United Kingdom standards of water purification, it's taken out 99.999% of E. coli and all bacteria.
Right.
Astonishing thing.
So the potential is for testing it for other contaminants in the future as well.
Yeah, we will try various things with this when we're over there. We'll have a look. What we'll do is that what we're claiming, Paul, and just so there's no misunderstanding, we're claiming that we're going to take out Cryptosporidium, and we're claiming that we're taking out E. coli.
Right.
And these are the two things that are killing people in Africa.
Right.
The people are drinking water, they're getting sick, they're having diarrhea, and then they're drinking the same water again.
Yes.
They're becoming more and more dehydrated until finally they die.
Yes.
And particularly children and elderly,
Yes.
whose immune systems may well be compromised
Yes.
due to AIDS and
Yes.
things like that. People if they're sick can't fight off things like AIDS. They can't hold their own against it. But if they're well, then they have every chance of surviving. Things like malaria as well.
Right.
People get malaria there and they die, but it's not just from the malaria that's killing them.
Okay.
They're actually dying because they've got no resistance
Okay.
to bugs and stuff like
Right.
that, because their bodies are fighting stuff all the time.
Yeah. And this is going to make a big difference by
Absolutely.
having clean drinking
It's one
water.
of these urban myths that people get immune to disease and
Yes.
germs. We don't.
No.
Not even Africans, they don't get
No.
immune to anything.
No.
This little last piece here is it's just to tighten up this.
Right.
And you just kind of use it and click it and
Yes.
tighten it all in. I'm not going to tighten this in just
No.
now because the filters themselves,
They're loose at the
candles are
moment.
still
Yes.
loose at the moment.
Yes.
But
Okay.
that's basically how it's done.
Right.
Paul. It's very simple. This is the poly pipe
Right.
here. It sits like that inside the tank.
Yes.
If you can imagine, you know that this is the tank. This will sit on the wall with that bracket, but the pump is going to sit on the roof of the thing, not on the outside, the inside.
Yes.
And all you'll see is that handle and that stem
Right.
coming through. That's all you'll see the top.
So nothing is exposed to the elements or to vandals or
No,
anything.
that's right. It's all be inside. All be bolted with special bolts on each side to stop theft.
Okay.
And it'll have a lid that you lift up, and when you lift it up, everything's there in front of you, and you
Right.
can work on it. This will be sitting, and you'll be able to take it off, and the pump will be sitting on the other side of the lid.
Yes.
So things will be made easy
Yeah.
and accessible.
Okay.
So I think, you know, within a couple of days of constructing and showing and
Yes.
talking to people and give it, we can probably get this translated
Yes.
into the local language
Yes.
as well.
Chichewa in Malawi anyway,
Yeah,
and
which is Chichewa, and that's sort of,
Swahili.
yeah, and up north
Kenya.
there's a kind of different kind of accent as well.
Uh-huh.
But maybe in Kenya you'll have maybe more than one language.
Right.
For instance, in Gambia, you know, from each region,
Yes.
there's 5 different regions,
Yes.
and there's about 11 different languages, major languages,
Yeah.
not dialects, actual languages that
Mhm.
villagers use.
Yes.
Each tribe has its
Yes.
own language.
Yeah.
It's astonishing. West Africa is totally
Yes.
different from.
Nice. And of course,
East Africa.
what we're hoping to do is actually have all this on the internet as well, on web pages, so people can access that information if
Yeah.
they need to.
See this little
in
video that
different
we're sitting
languages.
doing, you know, that would be useful to people,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it'll give people understanding when I go to talk to them.
Yes.
They'll have an
Yes.
idea of what I'm talking. It's very difficult to explain something like this
Yes.
unless you actually have a visual.
Yes. But tell me, Jim, this installation is just part of the process, because there has to be some sort of hygiene education as well.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no point in having all this stuff here and pumping clean, beautiful, pure water out the other side and putting it into a dirty bucket.
Yes.
You know, that just doesn't make
Yes,
sense.
but it might happen.
It might happen. So
Yes.
education, as somebody once said, is the thing. But it's not hard
No.
to get through to people. It's a matter of keeping them going, and because we will have a presence in every village, because local villagers will be able to fix this themselves, then we'll be reminded of water and sanitation programme that we ran in conjunction with this.
Yes.
We need to tell people what's killing their children. You see the puzzled looks on people's faces. You know, they come out and the child has died, and it's died of diarrhoea. They don't know why it's died of diarrhoea. Then they've got this puzzle. Now there's answers here. We can say to them, this won't happen to your future children.
No.
If you use this water, don't be lazy. It's going to cost you to pump twice. But this is my child can work that pump.
Yes.
And he can fill up, you know, a bucket of water in a matter of about a minute.
Okay.
So it's an extra minute's work, and that's not. But you're saying to them, what's an extra minute's work when your child is not going to die?
Yes. So potentially it's got huge benefits, this system then, if we attach these systems to the water points and then have a educational hygiene, sanitation, education process set in place. It could make an enormous difference to the lives of people in rural sub-Saharan Africa.
Do you know what it's going to stop? It's going to stop all these needless and stupid deaths.
Yes.
That's what it's going to stop. I mean, for years people in Malawi and other African countries have had problems with bad contractors coming
Yes.
in and doing half a job, or somebody else coming in on top of them and saying, right, we're going to do a water and sanitation programme, and they put a borehole next to a pit latrine, or just up downstream from a pit latrine, and
Yes.
stuff like that. People are not thinking very, very well. That's why this thing actually exists. If people did the job right, you know, it would be a totally different scenario. But we're talking here in the millions of boreholes drilled all over the third world,
Yes.
and needing something like this. When we were I'll give you an example, Paul. 28,000 surveyed in Malawi, in 3 different areas in Malawi. There was like 28,000, and 9,000 of them were contaminated.
Goodness. And how many deaths do you think are caused per year from the information you have through poor hygiene and water quality?
Well, if one in 4 children are dying with malaria, then I would imagine that the drinking of water like this, it's maybe 1 in 3.
Right, okay, goodness. So the potential to make a difference is enormous with this system then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. Great.
Yeah. When I was in the village that I'm kind of keen to go back to is one called Margarita. It's in the kind of Neno district. This is a manual thing, and the reason why it's manual, Paul, is that's where the problem is, where people have no electricity and they're living in really, really remote villages. In time, we will link this pump and this filter to an electrical system through solar energy and stuff like to make this electric, to increase the pressure even more. And instead of maybe just having one of these things in line, you could have maybe 2 or 3 a bank of these things. You know, with a higher power thing coming through and increasing the flow. So there's lots and lots in the future, but the immediate problem is where you have high mortality rates, where there's no electricity. That's why we've concentrated everything on a manual system for the present.
Exciting times ahead then, Jim.
Indeed, aye.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Paul. Thanks very much for your time. Thank you. Bye now.